We have witnessed, indeed, a diffusion of Europe in the last century. Indeed, the borderlines, as Bassam Tibi and others, now cut across European cities, but they positively cut across Mediterranean and previously predominantly Muslim cities. The same isolation technology that has allowed a Pakistani Pathan to remain immersed in a very Pakistani and a very Pathan and a very Muslim culture through watching Geo on TV in Britain, that same technology has also provided across the border in Pakistan and across the Mediterranean, in Africa and in the Middle East, more of Europe in those places. What we're witnessing, therefore, is a dissipation of Europe. Yes, the borderlines cut across European cities, but I would venture to say they also cut across Beirut, definitely across Beirut, across Dubai, across Cairo, definitely across Algiers and Casablanca. And therefore, what we have, yes, we have a situation in which there is a cultural challenge to the Muslims in Europe. And the cultural challenge, actually, Justin describes it well. It is, on the one hand, that they are being boxed in their identity, both from people who are suspicious of them and sometimes legitimately so. What do you do with someone who is absolutely equal to you in terms of the cultural outlook and all of a sudden transforms himself and herself into something else? It is scary. It's a scary thought. It has happened in Europe. It's happening actually in some cases in the States. But they're also boxed not only by the non-Muslim European, but they are definitely boxed in that identity by Islamists who have succeeded. Let us concede to it. Let us confess to it in order to be able to change it. Islamists that have succeeded in transforming the very nature of what Islam is. Islamism is the new Islam. We might not like it, and I promise you many Muslims, I would argue that the majority of Muslims are not comfortable with it, but it is a reality. A reality in the sense that today, indeed, Muslims who reject the precepts of Islamism are at a loss of explaining why they do so. They are left with the position that they have to be moderate in the sense they have to have multiple identities. They cannot be Muslims and without the ability to challenge, but that ability is not there because Muslim intellectuals today have largely abdicated or are not doing the job. So Muslim Europeans are indeed, meaning if we use Muslim here in the sense someone with a Muslim heritage, are indeed like any other European, people who are complex, who have multiple identities, that they recall those identities as a function of the setting. But Islam in Europe today is a different question because Islam in Europe, like Islam elsewhere, is dominated by this very dynamic, very predatory ideology that has today set the course for what Islam as a religion is. I don't think it will last, but not lasting is not comforting in itself because the damage that it can cause along the lines might be really lasting damage.